Hi, I'm the brand director at Ocado, and I'm here to tell some stories about how we fuse the power of magic with the principles of science in our marketing. But before I do that, I want to acknowledge the true heroes who power Ocado. And they are our drivers, the warehouse teams and the customer service teams who work day in, day out to make sure that we're bringing more of what matters to our customers. We have the highest levels of recommendation in our category, and that is in huge part because of the incredible service that these guys deliver. The number of stories we get to hear about how they go above and beyond is just amazing. Whether it's one of our drivers who saved a woman's life by calling an ambulance when he saw that she was in trouble when he was delivering to her door, whether it's another driver who, when the customer mentioned that her husband had died in the last couple of days, he went about his shift, he carried on doing his deliveries, he came all the way back and delivered a bunch of flowers on behalf of Ocado to her. Or one of our lorry drivers who saved a family in a car who'd broken down in the fast lane on the M26, and he parked his lorry behind them so that they wouldn't meet in a really horrific collision. The number of stories we have like this are just incredible. And the reason we have these stories is because we look and hire for attitude. Then we train for skills. So when I mean attitude, do you have a desire to help people? Do you take joy in having conversations with people? If you do, brilliant. There is a role at Ocado, and we will train you how to drive a van. So those are our incredible team members, and they are the true heroes who power Ocado. But I know I'm here to talk about marketing, and I promise I will. So who actually are we? Well, put simply, we are the world's biggest online-only supermarket. We are the only ones doing grocery delivery at this scale anywhere in the world, online only. We have 12% UK online market share, but that is only 2% of total grocery in the UK. So whilst we might be big in some contexts, we're actually a minnow in others. We like to call that small but mighty. The thing that's important to know is that we are a joint venture between Marks & Spencer's Group and Ocado Group. We're pretty much the only place that you can get M&S food online, and we are powered by Ocado Group's visionary technology. The theme of MadFest this year is bravery. I don't think it's underused when this term is referred to when we look at our founders. Back in the year 2000, I go full busted when I hear the year 2000. That's 4 years before Facebook. In the year 2000, 1 in 5 of us had a smartphone. And yes, I also feel ridiculous saying smartphone in this day and age. But our founders set out to do something incredibly brave, which is to revolutionize how the world shops for groceries. They invented something brand new. They pioneered when everyone told them that it couldn't be done, that people would always go to stores and want to browse. And they worked out how to do this business better. And our technology symbolizes their bravery. These are our bots, that's how we friendlily refer to them. And they organize and manage the 900 million items that we deliver in any given year to our customers. And you can see they're on these wild grids. In our biggest warehouses, that's the size of 13 football pitches. And they are scurrying around working out how to make sure that the right customer gets bananas and the right customer gets bleach. But there's a power to those bots, and those bots symbolize something bigger, which is how our supply chain works and how our business model works. We've taken the stores out. And you can say that, and it kind of like, oh, you've taken the stores out, that's fine. But it has massive implications, and Ian from Unilever was just talking about food waste, right? We have 1/100th the food waste of any normal supermarket. And that's because those bots and our technology allows us to understand and forecast better than anybody else. So our food waste is fractional. And even the food waste that we do have, we have really amazing community-based charity partnerships that are exactly where our warehouses are. So we are making sure that if food does get close to its shelf life, we're able to get it to people way in advance of it going off so that we're doing the best thing by the communities we operate in. And that's good, right? We should be purpose-led, and we should absolutely do what we can do as our business. But the other thing that's fantastic about the model is that your groceries are fresher. The average pack of salmon, it'll stay in your fridge for longer than a week. Sometimes if you place your Ocado order, the potatoes will still be in the ground and the apples will still be in the tree because we are a just-in-time model. That means, yes, your food is fresher, but it also means it goes further in the week, which is another way we help our customers save money. Okay, on to the 5 lessons, the 5 ways that we think about blending magic with science. And the first question we asked ourselves was, are we distinctive? And back in 2019, early 2020, we were not. We were the 4th smallest supermarket operating in a wildly crowded sea of green. I'm sure I'm not the only one who can't see the Ocado logo on that slide. So we set out to unearth the right identity that would allow us to be distinctive. We've all read Byron Sharp, we all know mental availability matters, and we went on a really practical unearthing exercise to work out what our distinctive assets were going to be. And after many debates about the particular shade of purple, too cold, too warm, too much like a big purple chocolate company, we found the Ocado grape. And it is our most distinctive identity to date. We've got a lot of testing that can prove that lots of our work now is immediately cueing Ocado in people's minds. The other thing we went looking for was a way of articulating what made us different. We have twice the number of products than the average biggest supermarket, which is incredible. It means that we are way more likely to be able to cater for your particular approach to food than anybody else. If you've gone organic, we have 10 times the organic range than most other supermarkets. If you're free-from, we have the most innovative free-from products, whether it's beer, fish fingers, you name it. Couple that with the largest selection of cheese, the widest selection of fresh fish from the sea, a bigger share and selection of wine than Majestic, and we can really prove that we can stand behind There's an Ocado just for you. And the gorgeous Richard Osman proves that our mental availability is growing with each day that passes. So, identity was number 1, and then we talk a very data-led approach to how we think about and flight our big through-the-line campaign activations. That data helps us work out where we can be most effective. And unlike most retailers, who have to really focus on the last 2 months of the year to make all their money, we are sold out for Christmas about 2 months in advance. So that means we have no need to compete for the fractional share of voice we'd be able to achieve with our much smaller marketing budgets. So instead, we treat summer as the new Christmas. We can have a real think about the best stories, talk to a wider set of customers, and we get to more of them with the same budgets. So that lull is our Christmas, and we design those attention-grabbing campaigns to prompt a light shopper to do another shop when they just come back from holiday, or to get a new customer to try us for the first time. It also gives us a space to demonstrate our value. We sell more products on promotion than any other supermarket. And when you've got category points in the summer, you can really use storytelling to dramatize those valuable promotions that we have. So the third area is traditional, probably the most traditional marketing channel ever, which is editorial print. You might think that we do all of our testing and all of our behavioral research on digital channels, and we do a lot there. But we also look at really traditional approaches. And I want to share Ocado Life with you. So we print a magazine every month for every customer for free. And we do that not because it's fluffy and not because it's a great opportunity to demonstrate our range, which it is, but because it washes its face. Every magazine we distribute, we know that a customer either adds another product to their basket or they do an extra shop to try another recipe that we've just shared with them. So even the most traditional types of marketing with smart behavioral analysis and holdout groups, you can work out whether that budget works for you. The fourth area that is a more traditional form of magic was a partnership that we launched earlier this year. We went to the original source of the magic themselves. We went to Disney. Disney have always been looking for more opportunities to build healthy living as part of their audience's way of life. And we were looking for more young families to try us. And a partnership was born really naturally. They've never done anything like this in any country. And what we designed were healthy meals for families to come together and to cook from scratch, always inspired by their favorite Disney films. So whether it's salmon noodle boats from Moana or a Frozen-inspired smoothie bowl with Olaf's face on it, we wanted to find ways of unlocking the magic that people associate with their Disney movies and get it to them in their weekly shop. And it was a proposition that, because of our online-only nature, only we at Ocado can execute on. And it's one of my major proud items from my time at Ocado. And the last point, relevant to the previous speaker, is storytelling with data. I think it's the ultimate combination of magic and science and how you bring them together. Is it brave to steal with pride? I think it probably is. Thank you, Strava. Thank you, Spotify. They pioneered year in reviews, right? Learning more about yourself, looking at your data, the gamified self. And we know that we all care about what makes us different. But at Ocado, we have your food data coming out of our ears, and we can use it to your advantage. We can say, did you know that you're the first person to try this? Did you know that because you've bought these things, we think you're going to love this? And so I want to share with you a video we made just for MadFest. It's made with our awesome partners at Stink, who I think are in the room. And what's incredible about that team is they were able to render out for us 600,000 videos, one for each of our active customers at the time, overnight. It means we served them the most relevant data to them the next day. Here's what it looks like.
Welcome to your good news. Here are your top stories. Oh, I like the look of that. Here are 3 of your big favorites. The top spot goes to top of the shops. Today's big story. You are one of our top orderers. Woohoo! And in the race to be the first one to buy this product, the winner was you. And the crowd goes wild. Over to our kids correspondent now. Thank you.
We've had a sighting of a very special visitor to our eco shop.
It was you! I recognize that plumage anywhere. But what's really, really good is that all the orders that you've made this year have helped us to make a difference in these areas. So, that's a bit of good news to end the year, just for you. Who put this in reverse, eh?
600,000 videos overnight. And it lit up social. And the thing that we, again, magic and science fused together, we're able to look at the data of who watches their videos versus those who don't, and understand what it drives for our business. And you bet there's a retention difference between the people who know that we know them and those who don't. So, it wouldn't be a MadFest presentation without a tiny sales pitch. We are looking to build a world-class creative, in-house creative team and a marketing team to match. And we have loads of roles open. So if you are interested, please go to the Ocado Retail Careers page or talk to us afterwards. And I'll leave you with one closing thought. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Loads and loads to think about there. Question from me. You talked about that campaign with 600,000 iterations.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talk about the pressure both brands and agencies are under nowadays, having to deliver so many creative executions. So how easy was it? And should everyone in this room not be scared of that?
Well, I couldn't comment because we work with Stink, who are the most fantastic partner, and they have an incredibly intelligent software system called Render in the Air that allows us, like I say, to do it overnight. Yes, loads of work goes into the design, loads of work goes into the data architecture, but with the right planning and the right campaign execution, we're doing it again this year, and that's for a 3rd year running, so it must be okay.
Excellent. And on the same level, personalization is discussed at these conferences all the time. It's discussed this morning quite a few times. So how important is personalization for you as a brand?
Really important. There's an Ocado just for you. We have to be able to stand behind that. We have to be able to demonstrate that we know you better. And we're only looking for ways to do it more. I think we're only getting started in personalization.
And the last question, this is just a personal one for me, because I started as a journalist when there was just print. There was no internet. I love the fact, the kind of life you've brought out. I love the magazine myself. So how, in terms of brands launching their own printed magazines, is this something, do you think, any brand can do, or do you have to be someone like Ocado to be able to put it off?
We're all marketers with budgets, right? Those budgets get scrutinised. You have to be able to justify them. It's really easy for us to be able to justify Ocado Life's budget because we can prove the incremental gain that we get from it. I think in a modern environment, without an ability to test, build a holdout group, understand what those who are exposed and what those who aren't exposed, what they do differently, I think it'd be quite hard to justify, but it is the most fantastic demonstration of our range, which is our biggest asset.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much. That was absolutely brilliant.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.